Hello, everyone. I'm going to try something new here. It's been a while since I've had to break down any kind of game film for anything like that for coaching. I used to coach a while back, and we used to break down, game film, little league football stuff, but nothing too fancy. But I figured I'd go ahead and try to do this now. I do not own the rights to this video, obviously. This is just a game breakdown of a few things that I noticed in the game on Saturday from Nebraska, Illinois. First thing that I noticed right away was that the left tackle was going to have some issues that day. So here's your left tackle for Nebraska, and you can see on this is the second play from scrimmage for Nebraska, first throw of the game, I believe, and you can see that he has some issues with this particular fella right here. And what's going to happen is it's just a simple bull rush. There's a bull rush that's going to happen, and he's going to knock him back into Martinez's throwing lane or back to his feet. This guy had issues all day in protect. Actually, the whole offensive line had issues a good portion of the day with protection. So let's see how this particular play kind of panned out, and I'll slow this down, and when I play this, you'll see what happens here. We get the snap. There's the clap for the ball. He's pointing out, Martinez is pointing out right here, he's pointing out that he knows that there's going to be a rusher coming from that side. So he's letting them know, hey, I need you guys to stack protection that way. I need you to recognize that we're unbalanced over here. We've got, let's just count them here real quick. Let's count them real quick. So we've got, on this side of the line, we've got 3 rushers for 2 guys, with 3 guys basically. And you've got max protect back here. So what's going to happen is, if we play this out here, we'll see that Martinez gets the snap. All right, let's freeze it right there. So now we have someone going out on a route right this way. And it looks like they're playing some kind of a zone coverage back here. They're not playing man defense here. So Martinez is rolling back. And again, if we look here, is the guy who's going to have some issues here. It's just a straight, simple bull rush right to the quarterback's feet. And very early on, getting a guy rattled like that, like Martinez usually is, it's going to be a big thing for him. Watch where this guy ends up at. He's right at Martinez's back. And he actually makes contact with Martinez too, at the back of his legs. And it was a complete pass, and that's good. But like I said earlier, if you've got a guy who's at your feet all game long, well, that's gonna play a part in how your quarterback's timing is gonna be the entire game. So let's watch it in real speed. Watch how fast he gets back there to him. Just a simple bull rush. And the left tackle had issues with it right away. So I'm not sure who this left tackle is. Not been paying attention, keeping up with the team this year, but I'm not sure who that guy is, but he's going to have issues all day long. All day long. Let's go to another play. Let me clear that out. Let's go to another play here. Okay. Let's go to the Taylor Britt fumble, and let's go to this play here. So we see that, the defense is getting some really good pressure. They're playing pretty good at this point. They're pitching a shutout halfway through the 3/4 through the first quarter there. And all of a sudden, the wheels kind of just start to fall off right away from Nebraska. So we see ball's punted. Stop right there. Okay. So this is the 10-yard line. You never take your feet off of there. If you gotta back up, let me do that here. This is the 10-yard line. You gotta back up to get a punt. You gotta let it go over your head. And this guy's a pretty good punter. What does Taylor Britt do? Let's see what he does. Now, I don't know if he's just not practiced. He does a multitude of just boneheaded things here. First thing is, he gets the punt, and he loses his feet. He's already in trouble right now. So, the number one thing that he did wrong first was he fielded the punt in the first place. 10-yard line. Put your heels on the 10 and don't go backwards. If it goes over your head, just let it go. Okay? That's the first thing that he does wrong. The second thing that he does wrong is I have no idea what he's doing there. What in the heck is going on there? He throws the ball forward as if he's going to, and he's no awareness of where he's at on the field. He's 4 yards into the end zone. It's a safety. You can't. It's a penalty in the end zone. It's a safety. He throws the ball out of the end zone. Now, luckily, the ball does go out of bounds right there. So it's a dead ball at this point. But as soon as it left his hands, it's a penalty. Now, I'm not really sure what, and when I go back a little bit here, that's the sack. Now, I'm gonna point something out here, and I try not to be too critical of officials and officiating. I mean, it is what it is. Okay, so you've got an official here, right? Remember that. Okay, you've got an official standing right here. And this official will become very important later on in the game in the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So the official who's standing right here, she's got good view of what's going on, and the ball is right here. She never throws a flag. It's like it's like she never sees what's going on here. She never sees what's going on here. It's like her attention was never on the ball. She never threw a flag. The flag's still sitting right here in her pocket. It's right there. So, who threw the flag? Oh, now she throws a flag. What's she waiting on? I mean, what's going on? Now she throws a flag. She should have threw a flag as soon as that ball left Taylor Britt's hands. It's like she was waiting for somebody else to make the call. And then he throws a flag over here. This official comes in and throws a flag over here too. I mean, she did eventually make the right call, but what was she waiting on? It's like she's waiting on somebody else to make this call. So eventually, obviously, it's a safety. Okay. Now let's go to a scoring play for... let's go to something they did good here. Here in a minute. Let's go back to this play here. Okay. So we see... Let's watch the left tackle on this particular one right here. There he is again. This is pass pro. It's a jet sweep motion. Here's the tackle. And here's another guy. And both of these guys on the left-hand side of the line cannot keep guys off. Look. He's a free rusher. What are you doing? This guy's holding his own pretty good now. But it's like anybody that was on the edge, they had an issue with. Look at this free path. I mean, he's beat right off the ball. He's beat right off the ball. Look. Let's go back to this one right here. Knows the sack. Watch. Watch how fast he's beat off of the ball here. And I'm not sure what was going on. This is the alleged 3 versus 4 down lineman. There's obviously some confusion here. So what's going to happen? It's a pin trap kind of a thing here. This guy is going to come this way. This guy's going to come this way. And this guy is going to loop back around him and come that way. So it's going to crisscross these guys up. I mean, you see something like that in high school, right? So let's see what happens. Okay, so it turns into man coverage. Man here. So it's just a free rusher. He still was free. And it caused Martinez to throw not the best ball. I mean, that ball should have been better thrown. But he's got a guy almost in his face as soon as he turns around. Because the motion's coming. It's a fake, and it's coming this way. He's going to set up over here, and then the ball gets thrown over on the wheel route. Because this guy's coming on the wheel route this way. But what happens is, when Martinez sets up the throw, this guy is almost in his face right away because this guy doesn't hold a block. Watch what happens. Look, this guy's in his face almost already. Martinez sees him. And he's like, I got to get this ball out quickly. And so watch how he throws. He's not really set up the throw. He's got to get rid of the ball faster than he thinks he does. Because this guy didn't keep a block. And so the throw comes out, and it's not the best throw. You want this throw to be over here, not where he receives it at. See, because he had to make this he wasn't really prepared for the ball. If he makes that throw further down the field, he can catch it and run with it, and this guy's never going to catch him. But alas, it's kind of a wasted play. I mean, it led to points, but it was kind of a wasted play because now you've got a guy who doesn't score. All right. Let's go to this play. It's a simple power run. Boom. Okay. Now, let's back this up just a little bit. Go forward a little bit here. Okay. Now, watch this. It's the little things in football that you got to love. Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to block the safety. But watch how fast he comes down and makes this play. Nobody touches the safety. Nobody touches the safety at all. Why not? Well, let's see. Let's see what the offensive line is doing here. Okay, that's the wheel route. Okay. So watch this. I want you to see something here that I just noticed here. Watch how many guys are blocking in here. You've got a guy. I mean, you've got a guy here. You got a guy here. You got a guy here. Watch what happens. There is a cluster of guys in this area right here. See all these guys? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 white jerseys there. 4. 4 white jerseys. The receivers are downfield doing what they're supposed to be doing. This guy's backside, so he's not going to be making the play. So at the end of this play, after the safety makes a play, what in the world is this guy doing? What's he doing? He's not blocking anybody. Why is he not blocking anybody? One of these two guys is doing something very wrong here. One of these two guys is doing something very wrong. One of these two guys is supposed to try to pick this safety up. He's making a play. He's unblocked. Look at it. I mean, look at this play. Safety is right here. Again, nobody blocks the guy. Bam. What is happening here? What's happening here? Nobody blocks this guy. Nobody blocks the safety. Why not? There's something wrong with that. All right. So you get to the next play here. Let's keep it going here. So bad blocking there. I think this is on him. I think it's on this guy right here. I think he's the guilty party. Okay. So here's the next play that actually scored. I don't like this Telestrator software. Okay. So here we go. Look at this block here. That's holding. That's holding. Lucky it wasn't called. Look at him. It's plain as day right there. These are things that kill football teams and kill drives. It's just lucky at this point that there wasn't a competent ref over there, because I think by this time one of the officials had gotten hurt. But if you look, he's getting held right there. Look, he even turned him. You can see the back of his jersey. He's getting held there. Don't know what's going on there. He's out of position. This shouldn't even be a play. And eventually what happened was, because this guy right here got so wide out, which is his job is to get out here and to push the play out further that way. Then what happens is it forces the ball carrier to have to run wider than he should, because what's supposed to happen is this guy right here is supposed to be one-on-one with the running back, but it should be in this area, not way over here. So what happens is he has to go wide. Guy still makes a play. He gets his hands on him, and he kind of pushes him a little bit, pushes him off balance, and there's no score there. It's the little things. It's the little things that Nebraska does not do well that kill him every time. Okay, here's another play here. Gets the snap. And he did score. But let's run that back for a second here. Let's look at the blocking here. Okay. Look at the penetration by Illinois' defensive line here. You got a guy here. You got a guy here. You got a guy here. You got two guys blocking this one guy here. This guy is facing that way, which means that this guy's beat already. And I have no idea where this fella's going right here. He's way upfield. He's not blocking anybody. His guys, this is probably his guy right there. I don't know what's going on. But because the ball carrier makes a good play and reads blocks well, looks like there's another hold there too. Yep, look at that hold right there. You can see the hold right there. That's a Nebraska player's arm right there. It's like these guys are out there fighting for their lives and they just don't know what to do. So they were lucky to make that play right there. Nebraska was. And then where did this guy go in the second half? I mean, he's running really well. Where'd he go? He just disappeared. And see, actually, let's back this one up because let's back this up just a little bit more here to that previous look here. Okay. So it was pointed out there. Look at this. You got a guy who's getting ready to make a play, but luckily Ship dipped on him and dipped inside and had enough momentum. Although this guy is getting held. I mean, it's plain as day. You can see, here's the Nebraska player's arm right here. That's the Nebraska player's arm right there. He's holding the guy. See, it's the little things that if you don't do well in a football game, it'll come back to bite you. And eventually it did. Penalties start to add up. See, look where this is. This guy's making a tackle right here. If not, being held. And if you look here, this poor fella's getting tackled. This guy's getting tackled. I'm a Nebraska fan, but I mean, this is just sloppy. It's the little things that will lose you a football game. And eventually, let's look at it from this angle here. Again, you can see what happens here. Okay. There's a hold right there. Look at this. I don't know who 57 is, but he's look, what is he doing? What is he doing? He's not blocking anybody. Look at it. That guy right there he's not even blocked basically. He got a piece of him, but that was about it. And then he comes back and he blocks the guy who's already down. It's like they don't know what they're doing. What is up? That, to me, that's not a successful play. It scored, but I mean, they scored in spite of themselves. They scored in spite of themselves on that one. All right. So let's get to the fumble by Martinez right before the end of the half. Let's get to there. I think this is it right here. And this is after Nebraska made a play a little further down the road. Okay, so let's see what happens on this play. This is what I've been waiting to kind of look at here. So let's see if the line on the left hand, let's see if this side of the line collapses or not. Let's see where the pressure comes from on Martinez here. Gets the rock. Well, look at there. What in the world is he doing? It's these two guys on his right-hand side. Now, Martinez needs to feel this. I mean, this is not from his blind spot here. It's not from his blind side. And then he fumbles the ball. You know, Martinez is good for at least one just boneheaded turnover, you'd think, every play, every game. So he tries to rush up, and the ball comes out. It's out right there. There's the ball right there. So I'm sure if we go, and then it's a scoop and score. It's a scoop and score. Frost said that when Bielema switched to a 4-man front, it just half his game plan went out the window. And I'm like, are you serious? He did not just say that. He didn't just say that. Yeah, he said it. Okay. So sometimes, young man, you just got to eat the ball. You just got to eat the ball. He never felt that pressure coming from his right-hand side. He didn't protect the ball. He's got the ball out loosely. But what in the world is the right side of his line? What is it? I have no idea what the offensive line did in this game. At all. You got to hold here. Again. I mean, you could call holding on every play. I mean, let's be fair. But, I mean, Nebraska gets called for. Look at that. He's grabbing hold to him, obviously, and he's tackling the guy. Look at him. He's got his hand way out there. And so then what happens is you've got number 54 here. He sees this guy right here. He says, hey, I should be blocking this fella. What does he do? Never lays a hand on the guy because the other offensive lineman right here takes his buddy out of the play. Watch what happens. He tackles this guy, cuts his own man off, taking him out of the play. There's your fumble, and there's your scoop and score. This is some of the sloppiest play I have ever seen on an offensive line. See, look at this. Watch what happens. First off, look at the hand placement of this guy right here. Look at the hand placement of this fella right here. This is just, I mean, look at his hand placement. It's just really poor hand placement. He's all up in his head. If a guy gets underneath you, he's got leverage. If this guy, which he does, gets underneath your pads, he's got leverage on you. What does he do? He just bull rushes him and he starts to push him back. Look at that. The Illinois guy takes his left hand and pushes and bull rushes this guy right on out of the way. And the only thing he can do, look at that. He's got to hold him. He starts to tackle him. It's like these guys have no idea of what they're doing. And here comes Martinez with poor ball handling. Just take the sack, young man. You can't make a play on every play. Sometimes you just gotta lose on a play and win the fight another day. Makes no sense. None. What is the offensive line doing down in Lincoln, Nebraska? Makes no sense to me. Now, let me fast forward to the play that I wanted to get to as well here. And that's the play before the scoring play. Okay, is this the one right here? Okay, so that's here it is. So this is the fourth quarter. The Martinez, to his credit, he picks up a long first down. Gets rocked there. I was wondering if he was hurt. Okay, so I have no idea why you're. Well, first off, let's go back for a second here. All right, you're down 2 scores. Why are you calling this kind of crazy play action motion here? It's just a waste of time here. They know you're throwing the football. You're not fooling anybody. Okay? So guy gets out here. 2nd down. All right, I want you to pay close attention to this right here. All right. Okay, here we are. This is 2nd down. Martinez rolls out to his left. Heady play. Could have been a pick, too. It's 3rd down. It's 3rd down. Now, here's the 4th down play. Oh, it's 3rd down, I'm sorry. All right, this is the play that I think Frost was asked about in the press conference on Monday, on this Monday press conference. So it's 3rd down now. And I want you to notice something here. I was screaming at the TV. Now, in the long run, it did help them out. You got 3 timeouts. You got 4 minutes and change on the clock. Okay? 3 timeouts. There's nothing wrong with calling a timeout now, slowing it down a little bit, and then, gathering your thoughts a little bit there. I mean, you don't want to make a play into a bad play. You don't want to call a bad play here. Your defense is playing decent at this point still. They had just had a stop in the previous series on Illinois. So he calls this run motion to the left, this run option to the left. First off, the play almost blows up right away again, because watch number 70. Watch what he does. This is Monday morning quarterbacking, obviously. This guy almost makes a play on the ball right away. Martinez sees him, and let me back up a little bit there. Martinez sees him, and to his credit, he escapes him with his speed. Now, this is the one knock. This is one of the knocks I have on Martinez. Martinez is like 230 pounds, 220 pounds, 6'2", something like that. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. And he's already been running the football effectively well today, on scramble plays. He had like a 75-yard touchdown here. What does he do? You've got the speed to leg it. Get to the edge and leg it, man. He seems timid as a runner. He's already given up the play. Look, he's full throttle here, and now he's jogging. What Martinez should have been doing is getting up the field more, make his pitch right here. But it's like he's scared to make that play. He sees this guy coming. He sees this guy coming right here. And what does he do? He starts to pull up on the play. He goes from running vertically to running horizontally. Look at that. He's running vertical. He's at the 14. He's at the 13. Now he's still at the 13. He does this. Watch. He's running horizontal now. And you cannot keep these two guys off your ball carrier if you're giving up ground to them out here. He needs to get up the field and make this pitch here. That will draw these defenders closer to him and leave a much wider open running lane over here. But that's not what happens. So he pitches the ball to this kid over here. And this is the play that I think had a lot of people confused here. It had me confused. I thought it was 4th down, and if you look at the spot, an elbow equals a knee, he's down right there. He is short of the line to gain right here. Now, remember I talked about that other official? Here she is right here. She's going to come into play here again here. She's short. Okay. He's short. Now, she is going to call for the ball from the side judge over here. He's looking right at the spot. The spot is right here. He is short of the line to gain, which is the 5-yard line. So let's see what happens. All right, let's back it up a little bit. Because where this guy's foot is where the ball should be placed. That is right around here. So what happens is she calls for the ball. She's like, give me the ball. Look, she's like, give me the ball. She gets the ball. She tosses it. How? Now, Nebraska got a break on this one, but they didn't pay attention to this. I mean, they're trying to go fast with momentum. The ball should have been spotted short of the line to gain right here. They gave them the line to gain here. This is the line to gain right there. Look, Fox even says it's 4th and 1. And I've heard numerous stories here in the media that they thought it was 4th down. I thought it was 4th down too. I have no idea what some of these officials were doing that day. I mean, they're going to get him wrong, but I mean, this is a pretty obvious one here to me. And it was a wasted down, basically. And look, Nebraska still has all their timeouts, and look how much time's gone off the clock. And what happens is, what would have happened if he didn't get this? Because, and this is the other knock on this system that Scott Frost is running. Look at the amount of time that has look at the amount of time that's transpired between the end of this down. We're at 4:20, right? Let's keep going back. Let's go back to the previous play. This is the incomplete pass. This is the incomplete pass here. 4:27. This play took 7 seconds. Let's watch the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. They marked him out of bounds as well, but he wasn't out of bounds. But they marked him out of bounds. All right. Which was a break for Nebraska. And then what they did was they misspotted, and then they started the clock as well. The clock never should have been running, or the clock should have kept running in this instance. But it stopped. Now, obviously, this isn't an official time clock down here. This is the one from TV, but they're pretty accurate, I'd say. So look at this. Look at the time. It's now supposed to be 1st and goal, right? The clock never stopped. It's 2nd and goal now. The clock never stopped. Now, Frost is running these toss sweeps to the outside, and he's not gaining any ground. He's not using these timeouts. He should have at least used one timeout. He would have more time on the clock at the end of the game. We wouldn't have to field hurried. All right. 3rd down. This is 4th and goal right here. All right, so let's see what happens on the pass protection on this play. All right, this is backside pass protection. You got to at least chip the guy. Nobody ever puts a hand on the guy. And you know it's this guy's fault right here. You know how I know? Watch what he does. He's like, oh, shoot. That was my guy. And he's like out in La La Land. He doesn't know what the heck's going on. Luckily, Martinez makes a decent throw, and it's a touchdown. So, all in all, I have no idea what was going on here in this game plan. I mean, that play, if you look at, and then there's this, there are 2 missed extra points from an all-conference kicker. It's like, what's going on? And this team is self-destructing in ways that they really shouldn't. All right, you've got all 3 of your timeouts here, right? Nebraska, to their credit, here's a first down. 2 timeouts taken. Here's 3rd and 8. You get a stop. Take your last timeout. Worked okay. Should never have been in that spot to begin with, but 48 seconds left. You have no timeouts. Offensive line has to hold up in a 2-minute drill. This is even a 2-minute drill. This is like a 1-minute drill here. Let's see how the pass protection works here. Pretty decent. Nice catch. Martinez has time to throw. It's this guy's first catch of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe his second. He should be, he's a tight end. He's a heck of a tight end. All right. Here's another really bad block here that should have been called for a hold. Look at this. Right here on the edge. Tackle. Watch what happens. Tackles a guy, pushes him down. Errant throw. No idea what was going on there. 3rd down. Same guy. The tackle play on the offensive line is horrible. It's just a simple bull rush. Watch what happens. He just, a little swim move, ripped him, and he's gone. There's 2 guys over there. There's 2 guys over there. You can't block 1 guy? Come on, fellas. You're killing me here. Look at this. Watch what happens. Now, this guy is watching the backer. He's watching the backer right here. And if the backer comes, that's his guy. He's got to watch that guy. So I'm trying to be fair here. So he's watching the backer. But he sees him too late. Watch how fast his head turns. Zoop. You see his head? Watch his head. Watch how fast his head turns. When he recognizes that the flat is going to be covered by that guy and they're playing man coverage, he's trying to watch that guy, and if he takes him, he's like, I'll double team on this guy over here. But it's too late because this guy over here is just piss poor as a blocker. I mean, he's just, whole game he's been having problems. And watch what happens. Little spin move. Little rip. He's at Martinez's feet. Martinez sets the back up and he's throwing off his back foot. Poor throw. 4th down. Last play of the game. Same thing. Same thing. Let's back it up here. Same thing. Watch what happens. It's not even a hard rush. First off, why are you running this zone play action motion here? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand that. You know what? I watched Tim Beck run that years ago with Cody Green on 3rd and long in the Big 12 championship game under Bill Callahan, I think it was, and not Bill Callahan, under Bo Pelini. And I was just dumbfounded of why that was even run. You're running play action on 3rd down. Why? I'll never understand why people run play action on 3rd down. So watch what happens. Typical Nebraska offensive, and the word offensive is key here, line play. One-on-one. All you got to do is block the guy. Watch what happens. Gets beat. Can't hold his block. Martinez gets whacked. He lines up round. He ends up on the ground again. And that's the game. Game over. So, what is going on down in Lincoln? Bielema is a guy who has beaten Nebraska before. I mean, he knows how to beat Nebraska. He probably talked to his buddy Paul Christ up there in Wisconsin and said, hey, I'm coming back. I'm playing Nebraska first on. Give me some pointers here. Here's the problem. That's the problem right here. This team has no direction. It seems they're unsure of what's going on. I have no idea what they've got going on. I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing. I was just looking at the offensive line play. It all starts there. If you can't block a guy, then you're not going to have much success. So it makes no sense to me. So that's my breakdown of what I saw in some of the game. I have no idea what the offensive line is doing for Nebraska. I have no idea what offensive philosophy they're trying to run. Their defense was playing pretty good until they ran out of gas because they're on the field the whole time. So I have no idea what's going on, but it's got to get fixed. Peace.